What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Black Couch, and today we have a special episode featuring Chris Darnell. Chris Darnell is an artist on so many capacities, and you're about to see exactly what I'm talking about when you watch or listen to the rest of this show. Thank you for tuning in. And if you're watching this show, thank you for watching on blackcouch.org. Hit the like button if you like this episode. If you have not yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button. And if you are a watcher and would rather listen to the show, we're on the podcast networks. You can find us #Black Couch on Apple devices at Apple Podcasts or either Android devices for Google Play. Very soon, we'll be on the Spotify network, and as well as you can find us on iHeartRadio. Not yet, but coming soon. Definitely stay tuned. If you're on social media, you can find us The Black Couch on Facebook, and like our page on Facebook, and as well you can find us on Instagram, _black_couch. Thank you for tuning in. Like our page, like this video, and share this video with someone else. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for the show coming right now. Chris Darnell.
What's going on, man?
The famous Chris Darnell.
Oh, it's all him.
Oh, for sure. So,
But I had some playing too.
huh?
I had a
You had a little something going.
I had a little something to
Yeah,
it.
you gotta do some work. Faith without works is pretty, in the graveyard.
Right.
Ain't no use to it. So yeah. So Chris Darnell. Let's talk about the Chris Darnell.
Chris Darnell, man. I'm just pretty much just a vessel, man. Just to really let God do what He want to do, man. When it comes to art, I love it, man. From music to graphic design to barbering, man. Like anything that I get to display my art with, man. That's who I am, bro. That's it, man.
So you named 3 things. You named music. That's how I met you. The music.
Yeah.
And then barbering. And then art, graphic design. So let's which started first? Like how did this come apart?
They kind of like, well, it really started with the music, and that's when the graphic design came along. I grew up in a Baptist church, man.
Okay.
And I used to watch their drummer. I used to watch him. And my mom had bought me this drum set when I was real little. I used to play at the house, but then I had some bigger cousins who tried to show me some stuff, and they ended up breaking it or whatever. So I used to go to church, and I used to watch this drummer. And at this time, I didn't have a set, but I could play it in my head, man. I just knew what goes where, and I just played, and I just knew. So when I got on the set, man, I just did the things that I played in my mind, man, and actually became good at it. And I didn't know that I was good until I was like 13, and they had a drummer at this church. I'm not gonna call him names because you probably know y'all. So he was playing the drums, man, and he had got up. This is after church. He got up, and this is my opportunity to show people. They were still in the church. I was like, man, I'm about to show these people.
Dope.
And I got on the set, man, and I just started playing every field that I could think of, man. I just started playing, and the people started looking, man. They was like, wow.
Unexpected.
And then they had offered me a position to play the drums at this church, man.
So was this person? We ain't gonna get into that.
I'm cool with this guy today,
Okay.
though, man. I'm cool, man. We ended up kind of working it out. So I played all the concerts and anniversaries and stuff, and he just played on the Sundays. So we kind of worked it out, man.
Cool. I know it wasn't your intent to.
No, it really wasn't, man. It really wasn't. I was just playing in my head, man, and then it just, yeah.
That's a gift. So you find out about the gift of music.
Yeah. Cool. But that's when that's kind of opened up the door for me towards music, and then I started dibbling around on the bass guitar, man, and kind of read this book. took a couple piano lessons. Wasn't learning as fast as I wanted to, man. So I went and I bought the book and started learning myself, man. And I mean, I know some chords, man, and I know what keys is what, but I play mostly by ear.
Gotcha.
And then I started like rapping a little bit or whatever, and that kind of opened up the door for graphic design because I didn't have no money to pay nobody for no single covers or nothing. So I got on that, got that clip art, boy.
Clip
art, man. Started creating them joints, man.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow. So let's talk about Chris Darnell, the musician.
Chris Darnell, the musician.
Because you did music before you became Chris Darnell, as we know now.
Right.
So what was that journey like? What birthed that? Like,
man, middle school, I had listened to this CD that my cousin had at his house, and it was this young guy, and he was rapping. I was like, man, I could do that. I could do that.
It's like a drum.
I was like, man, I could do that. You know, I just didn't want to be like everybody else or whatever. Like, I was a nerd, man. I really was, man. I used to read and stuff like that, so I wanted like my stuff to be different or whatever. And so I had started rapping. I did Christian rap before I did secular rap, and then I went back to Christian rap. When I was in middle school, man, I was doing Christian rap. I used to go by Young Prophet. I used to go by Young Prophet, man. Like, I still got this CD at the house, man. Like,
that you did Young Prophet.
That I did Young Prophet. I did the CD cover in school, man.
Wow.
We was at like, I think it was like, I was in a computer lab or some computer class we had, man. I did and I'll never forget that picture because I had my ID on from school and everything. I had this little jacket on, and I was in the camera like this.
Oh, man.
And then I had the blue lettering. It was like, I think it was Times New Roman. I had the blue lettering up there. That thing said Young Prophet.
It like 6 fonts.
I'm telling you, man, that thing said Young Prophet, man. And I printed that CD out, printed a little cover out, man, stuck it. It was real small, so there was a lot of space around it. You could still see the CD. So, man, I printed that joint out.
Though.
Yeah, Young Prophet, man. Because I got saved, man, when I was like 10, 11.
Okay.
So, like, I really had a heart for God, man, at the time, man. So I only talked about what I knew. So, like, my rhymes and stuff weren't, like, extravagant. But it was just stuff that I experienced as a young Christian, man.
Oh, wow.
And then that's when I had got into secular rap. Because I would listen to my cousin when I used to go to the studio with him, man. I was like, man, you suck, man. I was like, bro, what is that? He was like, man, nah, bro. I was like, man, I don't rap. But if I were you, I would have said this. And I was like, nah, I would have said this too. And I would have said, I was like, man, matter of fact, let me say it.
That's crazy.
And it opened up the door, man. And I was rapping secular for like 3 years, man.
Wow. And what was your name then?
Oh, I went by, at first.
Cause you ain't Young Prophet now.
No, I ain't Young Prophet now. I was Young Prophet. And then I changed it to Casanova.
Okay.
And then I went to Kid Nova.
Gotcha.
And now I'm at Chris Darnell, and that's not gonna change, man.
Cool. So what made you come back? Cause I heard you had a little success going on as Kid Nova.
Man, I did pretty good as Kid Nova, man. Did a couple shows, man. Had a little recognition or whatever. But that just really wasn't God's plan for my life. And
what was the transition?
The transition was actually we had did a couple of events and got played for some money or whatever. But I had met my wife. Well, she was my girlfriend at the time. I hadn't met her or whatever. And women have a way of making you do things that you really didn't want to do. They have a way of doing that, man. So she was like,
I can attest. Very influential.
Very, man. So I had this album that I was about to drop, man. It was dope. This is when the whole like futuristic type feel was going on with like Roscoe Dash and all that.
Yeah.
And I had this album, man, and it was fire. And I was talking to her one day because I had just recorded this song. So I had recorded a song, and I let her hear it. She was like, it's good. But she was like into the church and stuff already. But she was like, the song is good. But she was like, have you ever tried Christian rap? I was like, I have back in the day, man.
I used to be
I'm a grown man now. What you mean? Man, that's that stuff with them kids, man. It's like, yeah,
Okay.
Young Prophet, man.
Okay.
So
Young Prophet, right?
I'm telling you. So she was like, I think you should try Christian rap. I was like, I don't know. And but she was like, what would happen? No, before she said that, she was like, I think Christian rap is sexy. I was like, I might do a song or two. I might try a little song. But she was like, but if you do this, I was like, should I drop this album before I started doing that? She was like, what if you drop this album and you make it? Would you ever come back? And it kind of like made me think some things differently. I was like, cause the album was good, but she was like, if you drop this album and you get signed, would you ever come to Christ?
Wow.
And I was like, you know what?
Wow.
I don't know. So that kind of made me like not even put that album out, man.
That's some deep thinking right there.
Yeah, so I started doing Christian rap. I still kept the Kid Nova, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause so people still know who I was. But over time, that kind of faded away anyways, man.
Wow. Yeah, I never knew that, man.
Yeah, man. Like
influence.
Some of the stuff I'm saying now is just coming back to my remembrance, man. I'm like, wow, man, I can't believe that happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy, man, the transition.
Man, wow. Cool. So how things has been going as an artist, as Chris Darnell? I know we did a single together, but you had an album before that, you know.
Yeah, as Chris Darnell, my whole thing was I listened to a lot of music, but I always wanted like to kind of like separate myself, because one of the things I didn't want to just tell people about Christ. And I mean, that's what we're supposed to do, you know, supposed to spread the good news, but I want people to be able to see what I'm saying. So that's what made me start putting my songs in like music, like video format, like movie format. Like when I say something, I want you to be able to paint the picture in your mind, or say something that you could relate to, so you can kind of put yourself in a situation. You know, my whole transition from Chris Darnell, to Chris Darnell from Kid Nova was just, I had stopped doing music for a year. This is when I had started going to Word of God, and God had really like showed me some things in my life, and I needed to get some things situated. So he sat me down from the music, and he showed me who I was, and he was like, "You were Kid Nova, but I'm calling you Chris Darnell." And Chris Darnell is my first and middle name, and I just wanted to know, like, why am I going by my government name, bro? Like, come on. And he was like, look it up. So I did the research, man, and Chris means bearer of Christ. And Darnell means hidden places. So he wants me to bring Christ to the hidden places, man. Wow. So that's why my music, I talk about a lot of things that people don't normally talk about. You know what I'm saying? I talk about stuff that makes you feel uncomfortable, but it needs to be talked about, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, it's just kind of weird how it happened, man. But as an artist, it's still kind of tough. I mean, just really finding your lane, man, because everybody out here trying to compete and trying to sound like everybody else. But man, if you got what God gives you, man, and you give it to the people the way he gave it to you, man, you can't go wrong. So
let me ask you something. With your name being so significant, did your parents know that when they named you?
When I explained to my mom, she's like, well, I must be a prophetess or something. Like, she didn't even know. Like, she really didn't know.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, that's purpose right there.
Yeah, man. That's how I knew that God has a calling on my life, man.
Wow. That's cool. So with the music, and not branching out, you had graphic design. I know you're doing these caricatures.
Yeah, man.
Vision catchers.
Talk
about it, man.
Man, I've been doing graphic design for a minute since that little CD cup I did. Young Prophet days, man.
Clip art.
But I went to school a little minute for graphic design. Okay. I'm not gonna call it any names because you played me. But the thing about it was I was always able to draw stuff like that because I love art, man. And I was actually did, I don't know if you used to remember the little art instruction schools. The commercial used to come on TV.
No, I didn't.
Man, they had this school, and they used to like send you a test in the mail, and it's like several pictures you had to draw, and you send it back in, and they grade you, and then they let you know how far in the program you are. And they come out to your house and they give you all of this art equipment and stuff, man. And like you get scholarships and all of this stuff. And I had called a number one day, man. I was like 13. I called a number on this TV, man. The commercial came on, And the people sent me the test in the mail. I drew the little turtle they had. Mm-hmm. It was like half of a man's face and like some other stuff. And I sent the test back. They sent it back to me. I made a 97 on this test, man. I made a 97 on it.
Wow.
I was so excited. So the people ended up calling my house. They came out and they gave me this kit and stuff like that. And my parents signed me up to this school, man. And man, I had so much homework, but it was like all drawing stuff.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah.
I did this and it just got too expensive. They just weren't able to afford it.
I got you.
So art has always been there. And then from that point, man, I just been doing little graphics here and there and whatnot. But how Vision Catchers really came about, it's crazy, man. Like it blew up so fast. And,
dope.
It's crazy, man. It happened in like, I think it was March of last year. So it ain't even been a year yet.
Wow.
So March of last year, I had this image that I did on the computer. And it was a little cartoon image of myself that I did. And I wasn't gonna put it up. I just had it there for a little minute. I was just trying to like see something. Just to see people's opinion on it, man. Because everybody try to do the little cartoon things, man. But like, and I'm not throwing shade on anybody, but I wanted to be different.
Yeah, Aristo wasn't doing it. I used Aristo. Because it was easy, you know, it was an app, you know, you put
everybody's doing it.
Everybody had the Aristo at that point.
Maybe like 2-dimensional or whatever, like the Super Mario days. Like so I wanted to like do something different. So I did this image and I put it up and like people went crazy over it, man. I started getting all these likes and people started commenting on it like, that's fire, blah, blah, blah. Can you do mine? I was like, oh man, like sure. How much you gonna try? I'm like, $20. No, just $20, man. They had sent me the joint, sent me the picture, man. I do it, blah, 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 blah. And I get back, oh man, they posted up, get like 400 likes, then 6 people off their page, and then it just started going crazy. And I was like, but I want, because Facebook is really like, it seems like Facebook is like a local thing in a sense, man.
It can be.
It can be.
Yeah.
And for Instagram, it's more of an international thing as far as, well, with my page is concerned. So what I wanted to do was just expand and get a bigger audience. So I started using Facebook to my advantage. I was like, people are sending me pictures, but I was like, I want to reach this market. So I found a celebrity, right? I think the first bigger name that I did was Bizzle.
Okay.
And I found this picture of Bizzle. I was like, that's dope. So I took the picture, man, and I did the picture, and I posted it up on our page. I tagged him in it on our Instagram page. Tagged him in it. He commented on the thing. He's like, that's dope, and he liked it. He put it as his profile pic. It's still his profile pic today, and that was back in March.
Wow.
He still has that as profile pic, and I still like talk to him, like we text, like we connected.
That's dope.
And after I did his, they were talking about it. God Over Money was like, man, can you do the whole squad? I was like, cool. Did the whole squad, then they posted it up, man, and like,
fire.
It went like crazy, man. But like what really blew our page up, I had to say it was the Jonathan McReynolds one that we did.
Okay.
Man, we did Jonathan McReynolds, posted it up. He liked it, man. He said, this is dope. And he posted on his page. And at that time, we had like 1,200 likes, 1,200 follows. And overnight, we gained like 2,000 followers, bro. It was crazy, man. And then like from there, man, we had everybody from like, we had Jonathan Nelson hit us up. We had BB Winans hit us up. We had like Myron Butler. We had, bro, like everybody you can name, dude, was like, do mine, do mine.
It's dope.
And it's crazy,
dope.
man. And it's been like,
dope.
It's been providing, dude.
That's dope.
It's really been providing, man. Just off that one picture that I put up of myself, man. And like, and then like, when I made that All Nations Connect, man, with Matthew Stevens.
Okay. Oh, you did like their whole staff.
Whole staff.
Yeah.
And then like one of the churches wanted their whole staff, you know, like, so man, and they was like, hey, I want to get these done. It was like Father's Day. He was like, I want to do this for, you know what I'm saying, for the All Nations team for Father's Day. I was like, cool. He was like, but the thing about it is, I know it's like 11 o'clock at night. You think you have it done tomorrow? I was like, so he sent like buku money over. Man, I stayed up all night, got them joints done, sent them over the next day. Man, it was bro.
That's crazy.
Man, it's been a journey. But the thing about it was, we was kind of like, it happened so fast. We didn't really have a foundation built, man.
Yeah.
So we were kind of like making up stuff as we go, man, and just creating stuff on the fly. But man, it's been working, man.
Wow, that's cool. I know you got a book bag for your brand.
Yeah.
So like, what's the next steps for Vision Captures?
Vision Captures, man. We like I was telling you before the interview, man. We actually hired on 2 more people, man, because it was just me and Derek, and we were like doing everything. And it's tough, man, when like the business is growing rapidly and you only have 2 people that's doing everything.
Yeah.
But these 2 people have jobs, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of tough, man. So we hired on somebody who specializes in like logos and stuff like that.
Okay.
And we hired a guy who specializes in like flyers and different stuff like that. Just kind of branching out a little bit, man. This year we got like a lot of stuff in the works, man. Of course we have the book bags, but actually this morning I had to deliver a box of hoodies, man. They ordered like 30 hoodies, man.
Wow.
And he got some more coming in. I helped him build his clothing line. And man, we got some children's books for illustrating, man. We got some like just a bunch of different stuff in the works, man. So it's gonna be a very busy year.
Hey, man.
And it hasn't even been a year yet, man. March of last year to January,
just catching fire, man.
Yeah, man.
That's cool, man. Like, that's super dope.
Yeah.
It just started something you trying to do for yourself.
Do for myself, man.
Yeah.
Took off.
Niche. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
So, and you were saying we got jobs. I know you're a barber. You my barber.
Right.
So, like, I know that's an art by itself.
Yeah.
Everybody can't, just grab clippers.
Everybody can, but they don't want to. You might not want to do that.
I did it. It didn't work out well for me.
Oh, man, I remember that.
But, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, so everything that you do have an art form. Like, so barbering, how did that come about? Because I know that was before Vision Catchers.
Yeah, this was before Vision Catchers, man. Like, when I was in high school, I was in ROTC. And, like, you had to stay with a haircut in there.
Yeah.
I had a cousin who cut hair, but you might want him to cut your hair because, you know what I'm saying? I need a sober-minded person. But my thing is... Oh,
man, gotcha.
He was busy a lot, but I needed my hair cut. So I started cutting my hair myself. Stepdad had these clippers. But at the time, the clippers didn't have the little lever.
Oh, lever, I got you.
So it was one, you know what I'm saying? It was just one lever. So I used to cut my hair with that. I patched it a couple of times, whatever my mom used, her mascara kind of filled in a little spots here and there.
Man.
But I got the hang of it over time, man. Like, you learn by repetition, man. So I kept cutting it. And I got decent to what I thought was decent. And started cutting cousins' hair, uncles' hair, friends' hair, but I didn't really start getting trained professionally until about 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago. Chris Davis, he ended up bringing me under his wing, man. And like, that he's a professional when it comes to hair. Like, he's a hair care professional. And he just like,
just listen to him, man. All that wisdom, man.
Man. They just have you like this, bro. Like, bro. And like, he just knows about hair. And just sitting up under him, just really learning his process on how to fade and how to do it efficiently and quickly, you know what I'm saying? And just consistency, precision, just his technique, man, is just crazy. It's like a science for real, man. And so just learning and just really growing in that. And
cool.
Yeah, man, that's where I'm at today. Clientele is pretty good, man.
You're just an all-around artist.
Yeah, I love art, bro. I love art, man.
It does something for you.
It does, man.
Cool, man. Chris, man, I appreciate your time.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate your story, man. That's pretty dope. So y'all, man, look Chris up. All social media. So how can we see some of your music? I know you got some stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, you can look on YouTube, Apple Music, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, all of that stuff. You can either find me at Chris Darnell or Kid Nova. That's KIDDNOVA. But anyways, you'll find my music, and you can also find me on social media at I am Chris Darnell, and that's on all social media sites.
Dope. I'm gonna look for that Young Prophet. See?
Hey man, you ain't gonna find it. You ain't gonna find it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
Cool, man.